Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the channel today. Just thought I'd show you this little mini tacho I purchased on eBay for around about $17. Now these are pretty handy little units to have, especially on this bike. On a stock standard bike you probably wouldn't be really interested in putting one on, but once you get to the stage where you put a 13 tooth front sprocket on it, or in my case a 13 tooth front, 41 rear, and it ups the revs a bit, well that makes it a little bit different, and I think it'll come in handy because the bike's running a little bit higher revs. And you know, I think in that case it's sort of handy to know what revs you're travelling at. Now I'll just add, before we jump to the kick over the bike, I'll put a link in the description where you can pick up one of these for the $17 AU in price. And while I'm at it, these run or are supplied with a battery. Now the battery life with these particular tachos, it's built in and I don't think you can replace it, so it's a throwaway after that situation and it goes flat. But it's good for 3 to 5 years, so you know, whether or not you'll have that tacho 3 to 5 years is another thing. But the battery life which it comes with a built-in battery is for 3 to 5 years, so you know, if you work that out, that's only probably about $3.50 per year for the time you've got it anyway, and that's providing you've got it for 5 years. So if you look at that way, you've got a pretty good deal for the time you've had it, what it costs you, and more importantly it works and it's easy to fit, so we'll get on with that part of it. Yes, so like I mentioned earlier, this is about a $17 AU cost, and that's around about 12 US dollars. Pretty easy to install, so I decided this time to just mount it there in the centre area of the handlebars. So it's just a one lead install, so I use double-sided tape and wrap the lead down the framework here. Just tucked it down there, followed through, brought it down to the plug lead, wrapped it around the plug lead there half a dozen times, which they suggest, and then just use the cable tie there to lock her in, make sure she doesn't sort of slip all over the place, and holds there very tight. So that's the full installation there on this particular unit. So once you get to that stage, and like I said, it only takes probably a couple of minutes to do this install, you're ready to party. You can just come up here. This is a dead cold motor on this Ct125, so we'll kick it over from scratch. And you'll see now the bike's idling around about 1900 revs, and it'll settle down shortly, and it'll jump back down to where there's no reflection, and it'll work its way down to roughly around about a 1400 revs per minute beat. So that's what they recommend on this bike. It'll sort of come down to around about 1400 plus or minus 100. So it's getting down close to it now, to its idle. It doesn't take long to get to its correct idle area. So she settles down nice and easy. So I'll just turn that off for a sec. So we'll get onto it now. What I can tell you about it, and I'll just show you a couple of clips of where I've had the bike out on the run. What I can tell you running this bike now, because I'm running the 13 tooth front sprocket, 41 rear, naturally the revs are up a bit, so if I'm out there cruising now at 80 kilometres an hour, I'm running at 7,500 revs, so it sounds a little bit high. But the other day I was out there and I actually had a chance to nudge the rev limiter. So the rev limiter that I found on this bike as of the other day, it budged it at 8,500 revs. So at 8,500 I'm still 1,000 off the rev limiter, and that was approximately running on GPS 90 kilometres an hour. So I think if I was out there where I once said I could ride this at around 70, 75, I could still probably safely ride this at 80 kilometres an hour if I wanted to run at 7,500 revs, and it seems to travel along that pretty well. Or, you know, if I switch back to the 7,000 rev mark, where I'm around about that 75 kilometres GPS reading, you know, I'm pretty safe there too. So if you look at it, I am running at a GPS speed, not a factory speedo, which you could add virtually 10 kilometres an hour above that what it reads. So you know, I'm actually thinking if I'm running a GPS 90, I'm probably showing 100 on the speedo anyway, so I think I'm going a lot faster than I actually am. Now the other thing is I pulled my magnetic sump plug out again, which has got the earth magnets on it. I think it was yesterday I pulled that out just for a curiosity's sake and had a look, and only found a few metal particles on the plug this time compared to the first time I pulled it out. And I've been riding the bike a lot harder or a lot higher revs now with this combination of sprockets. So, you know, looking at it that way, I think everything's sort of nice and clean this motor. It's turned out that working those earth magnets on the original magnetic plug is a good idea. So everything's working out fine there. So I'm happy how things are going in all directions with this bike now, and I'm pretty happy with me 1341 setup for the work I do. So once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look, and if you feel like you'd like to subscribe, please do. And if you like what I've put together on this one, hit the thumbs up button too. So once again, catch you on the next clip, and till we meet again, catch ya. So like I said earlier, roughly 4,500 revs at 50 kilometres an hour. You may be able to see it in top gear. So here we go. Feel I might pick up now. 77. 80 now. And we are doing 7.5 by the looks of it. Take her up to 80 again. And I'm pushing right into a headwind. About 7,350 revs.